Hey guys, this is Tiffany with the Nerdettes, and I am just going to go on the record as saying I was right. Putting that out there. So, RWBY, Volume 5, Chapter 7, titled Rest and Resolutions. So, it opens up very lighthearted, very comical, which is, after all this seriousness, this is really kind of what we needed to bring us back to that kind of camaraderie, that kinship that they all share between like RWBY and Yang and Nora and Weiss and Jean and just between Ren as well, and just kind of that bond that they have. So they're all like eating ramen, which is appropriate, which I think is also kind of cool because, as I'm sure some of you know, it is being dubbed, can you imagine that, into Japanese. So it's actually going to be a Japanese anime. So the fact that they're eating ramen, makes me really happy. So, but basically Yang shows them her arm, and like she seems to now have accepted it. I mean, she had previously, but now we can really feel that. Like now that she's had it replaced and it's good as new, and so of course Nora, being Nora, challenges her to an arm wrestling kind of going against each other. Where like I'll take you on an arm wrestling competition. And they don't really show who wins. I'm kind of sad about that, but it's kind of funny to watch. But so they do a lot of throwbacks here, like they're calling Jean is feeling sick. They call him Vomit Boy, just like they did in the first season ever when he was first met with the group, and everybody just was meeting each other. So that nickname comes back for him. And Yang finally confronts Oz, slash Oscar, however, but Oz, and right now, about what her mom Raven told her. Like how he, did something to them and forced them to, turn into birds, basically. So Oz finally comes out and just discusses. I mean, he doesn't really ever talk about himself, as we know. He's very mysterious. And, he basically talks about how he gave the Bronwyn twins abilities, Crow and Raven. He gave them the ability to see more and to turn into birds, like their namesakes, Crow and Raven. He talks about how he can obviously reincarnate, like that's one of his powers, as he has done so with Oscar Pine here. And just basically, Crow actually says that he and Raven made this choice. They wanted it. So for Raven to now like take a step back and say, maybe this is not what she thought she signed up for. I mean, but obviously she holds Oz in contempt, and Crow for following him. So, but yeah, I mean, he gave them a choice, and they wanted to be able to have this gift or power. Or in Raven's case, she almost like considers it a curse of sorts, I think. But and finally, and I called it. Oz finally comes out and says he was the one that gifted the maidens their powers. It is confirmed, just like I said maybe 5 episodes ago, that maybe even more, that he was the one that gifted the ravens with their powers, and I was right. He's obviously the great and powerful Oz, so he went out and found these 4 maidens, and they were the first 4 maidens, and chose to bestow these powers on them. But he alludes to one of the people, like these maidens at first accepted the powers and the responsibilities behind them to uphold this, to uphold the like kind of balance of the world, and to like bring harmony and peace, whereas that was their responsibility to uphold this great power. But one person, he says, chose to abandon her responsibilities because of her own self-interest. My brain says that that's Raven, or not Raven, but Salem, rather. Why am I thinking Raven? Anyway, Salem, I'm pretty sure that she's the one that had those powers, that abandoned her responsibilities as a maiden and chose to go with her own self-interest. I'm pretty sure it's Salem. I mean, it seems kind of obvious, but Could be wrong. Do you find it ironic that Salem refers to witch? Oz is the great and powerful Wicked Witch of the West? Is there a connection? Probably. But, yeah. So Salem, I think, is the one that had the powers. Now, how much of those powers she still has, I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out before this series wraps up. So, or the season, I should say. But yeah, so after he tells all these things, Yang basically says, okay, if I'm going to join this, and obviously she wants to support her sister, whatever RWBY decides, because RWBY has this almost like instinctive knowledge of the right thing to do. So Yang trusts her RWBY's gut instinct in this, and her like inclination to go one way or the other. So she does, though. Yang asks that there be no more lies, no more half-truths, to be upfront and honest about everything. So that will definitely be good, and Oz agrees. So I hope he upholds that. So, but yeah, Nora coming in with the comedy. She's like, wait, Raven, Crow, they're birds. I cracked it. Like, oh man. She's a little slow to the punch, y'all, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, so the episode ends with Mercury and Neptune showing up at Raven's tribe's hideout, and they're asking for entrance. He doesn't seem to want to allow entrance, and Cinder shows up. Her voice is better. She can actually speak now. And basically, he's not cooperating. Cinder says, make him cooperate. So, here we go. They're about to, or not Mercury and Neptune. What am I talking about? Brain. It is my time, 4:01 a.m., so I apologize. I'm out of it. So, Mercury and Emerald, rather, are ready to make him do what they want him to. So, make them cooperate, and we'll see what happens. I wonder what their interest is with Raven. I'm really curious about this. I mean, obviously it has to do with her abilities to open up these portals. Who knows? Who knows what they want to happen? So I can only guess that they want to use these portals, obviously, for negative and war things, and to pop up where they please. So, and to invade, So that's the only thing I can think of, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was my review of RWBY, Volume 5, Chapter 7, Rest and Resolutions. And I really am excited to see more of the series. We're also giving away some games right now, so if you want to win those, check out the video on our giveaway. We are giving away Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Call of Duty World War 2 on any console or platform that it's available on of your choice. So check out that video on how to win. Definitely go ahead and subscribe. We really appreciate that. And you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thenerdettes. And we really thank you guys. Appreciate it and hope to see you back. Bye.